It is way too easy to get your driver's license. My driver's test went like this. I drove around like 3 blocks. I parked twice. And after spending a crisp 15 minutes with me in the car, the instructor decides that I can just like go anywhere now, which for me, I don't think it's too much of an issue because, you know, I'm such a great, majestical, handsome driver that, you know, for me personally, it isn't quite the problem. But I'm just worried because I know that there's some buffoons out there that shouldn't be anywhere near a car. Put him in like a Little Tykes or something because I do not want to be on the same roads as them. For example, the very first time I drove alone, I almost got into a car accident and it was not my fault. Saying I almost got into a car accident is kind of an exaggeration. So what happened was that I was in the car driving down the street as one does, and then some bum, some bozo, some chump just like pulls out really suddenly, and me being the amazing, beautiful, handsome driver that I am, I went heavy on the brakes and avoided a collision. And then I went home and I told my mom, and she was like freaking out, by the way. And it makes sense because first of all, her firstborn son is driving alone for the first time, and second of all, I was going to pick up my brother from school. Both of her children are in a single vehicle driven by me. It's quite literally the definition of putting all your eggs in one basket, because if something goes wrong, boom, no more grandbabies. A bloodline ends right there. So I get home, I puff up my chest, I put my hands on my hips, and I proudly say, "Don't worry, Mom, I only almost crashed the car once. I'm never letting you drive my car ever again." The second time I drove alone, I picked up a friend to go to the gym. So something you should know is that I'm like older than like everybody in my grade. So I got my license before my school even started doing driver's ed. But my friend was doing a lot of backseat driving for somebody who had done a grand total of 4 driver's ed lessons. There's one point where he was like quite literally telling me what to do, and I turned to look at him. I don't actually, because I'm driving, and I, you know, me being the beautiful, handsome, responsible driver that I am, I keep my eyes on the road. But ideally, I would have turned to look at him, and I tell him, "Who's the one with the license here?" The driver's ed course that I took had 2-hour classes, and if we were done with what we were supposed to be doing for the day, the instructor would just put on some driving related YouTube videos. And one of the things that he would put on were these videos of like, about like bad drivers and just like people being idiots on the road. And I'm not even gonna lie, I still watch those from time to time because they're so entertaining to watch. And the only reason why it's so entertaining is because I'm not the one in the car, right? Because if I'm in the car and somebody's just like trying to merge into the lane ahead of me, I'm already like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Another thing that I find pretty fun is those jokes of like, oh, hit a person, that's 5 points. So I feel like we should come up with an objective ranking for how many points everything is. Now let's start with normal, young to middle-aged adults. I feel like we should put them at 10 points, right? It serves as like a good base. Then we got the elderly. And I mean, come on, they have to be worth less. Like somebody who's in their 20s or 30s, they could do a decent job at getting away from my vehicle. But let's be honest here. What is Mima gonna do when I'm going at her 20 miles over the speed limit? So I think elderly, a solid 5 points. Then there's children. And children, I mean, they're small, hard to see, pretty good at hiding. I would say children are a good, like, 25 points. Then there are pets, like cats and dogs. I'm gonna say a solid 4 points. Pretty hard to hit, but at the same time, they're not gonna be as worth as much as, like, a person. So yeah, 4. Then you got some more rare animals. Animals like deer, like that size of animal, that's worth a solid 15 points. Like, that can feed you for a week, bruh. But then, the big scorers are your really small animals. Squirrels and mice, stuff like that. Like, come on, it's so hard to hit. I would say those are solid 50 points. When I first started driving, I was terrified of the highway. Because, I mean, it's the highway, right? It's the big, scary, ooh, it's the big, scary highway. Right, like you're going double the speed that you're usually going. And then as soon as I got onto the highway, I was like, oh, this actually is way easier than driving on city streets. The hardest part is just merging on, but once you're there, it's literally just driving in a straight line. And you don't have to worry about red lights, you don't have to worry about like pedestrians or animals or cars pulling out of nowhere. You know, there are no points to be scored on the highway. Like, driving on the highway is honestly so much fun, especially when you got some good music going and when it's like when you got a banger song going down the highway, going when there's like a curve in the road. I love it when there's curves in the road. It's so cool, dude. Also, just like any music in the car is just amazing. I love it so much that like the music doesn't sound like it's coming from any certain source. It just sounds like the music is like just there, like everywhere. And it's so cool, dude. And you know, I actually made a whole video talking about music. So if you want to see that one, click on this video right here.